And now we are back with Savannah, interviewing Justice with questions about Cambodia and their not so recent history. Back to you, Savannah.
Thanks, Justice. I'm here with some people to answer some questions. Justice will go first. And we are talking about the legacy of imperialism and impact of the Cold War. So tell me, how did the French colonial rule affect Cambodia in the years before independence?
Well, Savannah, I'm glad you asked. In the years before independence, France ruled French Indochina in a typical imperial fashion and exploited Vietnam's economic resources, including rice, coal, materials, and rubber. They had used the colony as a market for French goods and made little effort to develop local industries or a skilled middle class. Because of all this, the wealth of the colony went to the French and a few privileged Vietnamese. Most people did not benefit from colonial rule.
Okay, thank you, Justice. This next question goes to Harrison. How would you characterize the state of Cambodia now?
Now, where they are not a communist country anymore, they have allowed democratic elections, adopted market reforms, and opened up their economy. Now, where they are still on the world's most poor country list, back in 1979, Vietnam helped overthrow Pol Pot.
Thank you, Harrison. Our next question is for Isabel. How did the results of this intervention affect Cambodia?
The results were catastrophic. In April 1975, the Khmer Rouge seized power, and their leader, Pot Pol, promptly took radical steps to transform Cambodian society, which also meant forcing people into labor camps and trying to purge all capitalist elements from the country. In the process, nearly 2 million people died, which is a fifth of the nation's population, and around 250,000 were murdered. The rest died of starvation and illness. So when I say catastrophic, I mean that was one of the worst genocides in human history.
All right, thank you, Isabella. We are going to our last question here for Harrison.
How did the Cold War play a role in the decision of the United States to intervene in Cambodia?
Well, Savannah, during the Vietnam War, although they tried to remain neutral, both the United States and North Vietnam violated Cambodian sovereignty by sending troops into the country. Because of this, North Vietnam also gave aid and residence to Cambodia's communist rebels, the Khmer Rouge. And in early 1970s, the United States launched massive bombing raids on Cambodia to cripple the Khmer Rouge. These raids devastated the country, but they did not prevent the communist takeover.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have today. This is Old News Central. Have a nice day.